I was like, yes, let's do it. Let's try 1 year and see how it goes.
And where'd you go to school?
Conservatoire of Bordeaux.
Okay.
Still same thing.
In France.
In France, and that's where that's the highest school for music, classical music.
Yeah.
And they have like bunch of like different fields, like electroacoustic, which is experimental music. They have like the classical way, the contemporary music, and I did.
No kidding.
And I did 9 diplomas.
Wow.
Of that.
Wow.
Usually people are getting
in 1 year?
In 4 years.
Oh, in 4 years.
And so yeah, I got all this amazing thing, and I got like the best training with amazing teachers.
How old were you at this point?
It was between my 18 and 22.
So when did America come into the picture?
Yeah.
Well, so then after that, I started my career at as a classical composer. So my job was pretty much writing for symphonies.
Wow.
And I did that for, but like I actually started around 18, 19 to get paid, professionally composing. And then I did a career out of that, and I was pretty happy because most of my symphonies there were like 8 to 10,000 spectators coming. So I had an amazing time back then.
That's great.
Sacha.
But like I always loved like movies. That was like one of my dream to actually compose for movies. So I didn't know if I would be able to. So then it came to my mind to actually come to the place where my favorite movie were made.
Yeah.
I like kind of French cinemas, but I grew up with American movies. I think it's literally the best movies. And yeah, I got the idea to come here and just try it out.
Yeah,
pretty much.
What year was that?
It was 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
It was 5 years ago.
That's right. We had just talked that you hadn't stopped working for 5 years. You finally took some time off recently.
Yeah, 3 days. 3 days. That was like the biggest vacation I had since I got here. Like it's a crazy insane.
Now, question for you, because I don't know that I know this, but is there a difference between an orchestra and a symphony?
That's
are they the same thing?
Like you mean a symphony? Like we call it a symphony orchestra.
Oh, okay.
Or a philharmonic orchestra sometimes.
Right.
There is in my
there's no numbers difference or
no,
anything?
nothing.
It can
nothing.
Be,
it's like some orchestras are like calling themselves philharmonic. Some others symphony orchestra. It's just a name thing, but that's the same.
I see. Cool. And then what you write is called a symphony as well.
Yeah, it's like so a symphony is like an orchestra with strings.
Yeah.
You have brass, you have woodwinds, percussion, harp. So you have the full instrumentation.
Right.
And then if you write for only strings, it's called a strings ensemble. You have smaller amount of like musician. It's called chamber orchestra.
Oh, right, like or a quartet or yeah. Okay, I follow you.
And then you have solo instrument. Yeah, that's.
So what's it like to stand in the studio and an orchestra is playing the music that you've written?
It's incredible. I mean, that's such a.
Does it like rush you out? Do you get goosebumps like I'm getting right now thinking about it?
Oh man, like that's incredible.
Weepy?
Yeah,
like emotional?
Yeah, I thought at some point I would get bored of it, but no, actually it's like always the same emotion. It's like giving birth to your babies. I mean, like you spend so much night and days and hours on it, and seeing like on my last films I had like about like Hour of Light, for example, we did together. We had like 100 musicians, so you have 100 people in front of you playing.
My God.
That's
awesome.
That's so incredible.
Yeah.
It's such a it's impossible to describe it. Like the sensation.
I'm so impressed with you by that, dude. I mean, I'm a huge fan of yours, just as a friend. But your compositions are amazing. I mean, they do such amazing things and subtle things for scenes when you kind of like, you could be tipping the hat, but you don't. You just like, you're supporting what you're seeing. You're not like trying to lead somebody to feel a certain way. It's like you have an innate ability to stand clear of trying to lead somebody. And it's just like what you're seeing and what you're hearing is correct.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's really, really fantastic. And I've worked with a lot of composers. I have.
I know. Like that's a big compliment.
Yeah, it's really, really good stuff.
Amazing.
So you move out here 5 years ago. How do you get into this business? It's a crazy business out here.
So
kicking and
funny
screaming.
story.
And you have a good resume, obviously, but how do you get into the business out here?
So when, like, I did in France, back to France, I did a logo for a movie theater. So like the logo that goes before the films. And the opening of this logo was a month before I got to the US. And I've been with my best friend watching, and it was Guardians of the Galaxy, the #1. And I remember seeing like the end credits, and I was like, I want one day to work on a film like this. Maybe